Hello, this is Gillian, and I wanted to do a tutorial on how to do Intarsia knitting on the rotating double knit loom that is made by the Authentic Knitting Board Company. I made these super awesome Star Wars hats when we were going to go see the new Star Wars movie, and got lots of requests for how that was done. So I wanted to show it to you. The cool thing about Intarsia is you get this really neat double-sided look, so they're totally reversible. The original set of charts was done by Jessica Goddard, and she gave me permission to show them off in the video itself for the tutorial, so thank you very much for that. And there will be a link to her blog with the chart on it down below, and you should also check out her Marvel chart because it's amazing. The first thing to note is that you will need your pegs on your loom numbered in some way. You could use numbered stitch markers, you can write directly on it with a Sharpie, which is what I do, although it does eventually rub off. You could use masking tape and write on that. Whatever works for you, but you need your loom numbered. This is a small piece of the totally awesome Star Wars chart, and for the hat that I was making for my daughter right now, I wanted to do just the center Boba Fett. You can go through and transfer this over any way you want. You can print it out and number it by hand. You could put it into an art program and darken some lines and add numbers if that's what you wanted to do. For this, just because it was easier, I simply went through and copied it block by block over to just a normal piece of graph paper. I started numbering my rows at line number 3 because I personally like 2 solid rows at the beginning of a pattern before going into the pattern itself. For my columns, I started numbering at number 20 because I wanted Boba Fett to be centered at the front of the hat, and there are 52 pegs, so number 26 is the center of the opposite side. Now, the reason for this is when you're doing a rib stitch for the brim of your hat, which is what I did on these, you end up with a pattern break at 52 and peg 1. So I wanted that at the back and Boba Fett nice and neat at the front. So now that we've prepped our loom and our art, we're ready to actually get started. I'm going to focus on just the Intarsia part of this because there are so many great videos out there to teach you how to do the various assorted stitches. I will link to the ones that I used when I was learning how to do these. For my hat, for the pattern, I did a stockinette cast on with an anchor yarn, 5 rows of rib stitch, 1 row of stockinette. I worked my pattern and then finished off in stockinette. Did a gathered cast off and finished the front edge. I'm at the point where I'm ready to add my secondary color. I like to go through and have my ribbing in one color and then have the main body of the hat go to a contrasting color and then the pattern match the ribbing. It's just me. You know, you can do it whichever way you like. You just wrap and give yourself a nice tight knot right there in the middle. The cool thing about double knit is with it in the middle like that, it will be invisible. And just snug it down and then you're ready to wrap. Normally, I hold this loom in my lap kind of like this, but in order to videotape, we had to get creative. For this part of the pattern, I want gray on my outer loom, pink on my inner loom, and we're going to work that way for quite a while. And the way we keep that going so that our pegs all on the outside are covered in gray and the inner ones are covered in pink is we do a twist in the middle. Okay, so you wrap and make a little U-stitch in the middle so that you're keeping your gray always on the outside and your pink always in the middle. And then in order to keep your yarn from getting hopelessly tangled, you wrap one time gray over pink and then the next time pink over gray. So you're constantly unwrapping your yarn just as you go. Now we're ready to swap colors. I just wrapped peg 20. All of the X's on the outer loom will be pink. So to make 21 pink, I just cross them instead of twisting them. Now it needs to be pink again, so it needs that U in the middle. And then when we go back to gray for 23, it's just a pass. Still gray, so it gets a full twist. Now on 25, we go back to pink, and we just cross them over each other instead of twisting them together. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope that it has helped you learn how to do the Intarsia style knitting on the rotating double knit loom by KB Looms. Again, many thanks to Jessica Goddard for letting me actually use her chart for the video. She's so awesome that way. Check out all of the links down below, and let me know if you have any questions or comments.